My name is Sebastian Elliott, and I am an artist.
Some are born with a talent, others acquired it as a skill. But from an early age, Sebastian Elliott knew this is what he wanted to do.
Looking at, going in the environment and observing the different plants, looking at people, birds, everything, all different life forms were interesting to me. And that's where it all started.
Because of his innate nature for art and his stimulated imagination, he started making his mark with pencils and crayons quite early. His first display was proudly shown in his father's workplace.
I was told of a particular story, and I remember that I drew all the things that I was told in that story. And my father hung it up in his business place, and he showed it to a lot of persons who would have visited there as customers, and as I got older, it would always remind me of that piece that I did.
His memory of it was faint, but it was significant enough for it to be shown to others.
I remember there was a mango tree, and there was a man, he was a farmer, and he had a dog, and he had just cooked his evening meal. So the story surrounded that, and that was what I drew at the time, and the people at the time, they were impressed to see that I had done something like that.
Over the years, of all the things he has painted, capturing females in art is intriguing to him.
By painting different women, I explore and I learn a lot more. And in terms of the different personalities, I find it to be really interesting.
His most memorable experience in painting came when he did a piece and received a significant compliment from his teacher.
It was very challenging learning the different techniques. And one day I did a painting of a female, and when he looked at it, he told me it was good. That was my most memorable experience as an artist.
He explained who influenced his work, which would include his teachers, Professors Barrington Watson and G. Ray.
In terms of the European painters, I was influenced by Diego Velázquez. I learned the use of light and dark from Rembrandt and Caravaggio. I also learned the use of the impressionistic approach from the impressionist masters.
But what of his view of oil paint versus water paint?
In terms of water paint, it frees you up. It introduces you to the different possibilities. Oil paint is a medium that it takes longer to dry. It gives you the ability to do more glazing and underpainting, and the results are a little different. And a lot of painters prefer to use oil paint because of the versatility of the medium.
When not painting, Sebastian Elliott leads the visual arts department at one of the local high schools in Manchester, Jamaica. He's also involved in the creation of arts associations.
My teacher, before he passed, we had discussed it, and his wife and I are looking at putting the ideas together. Recently, I was invited to become a member of Korea's International Art Federation, and I've also founded the Mandeville Art Foundation, and every 2 years we will have a biennial exhibition.
He has also exhibited in many places locally, regionally, and internationally, including the United States and Canada. He gave us his perspective on how different cultures view the work of art.
A culture that suffers from the creative drought is different from a culture that strives in terms of understanding and execute. Country that art is growing. Some people think that art is not very important, it's for time wasters or hobby people, while there are some people who understand the importance of doing art and the value of art.
There's also some irony in how persons appreciate art as explained by him.
A person may see an old building or a homeless person, and the person would not take home that person or wants to live in that house. But then the same person would pay millions to have a picture of that person or that place in their home.
In the coming years, he hopes to delve deeper into his work.
In another 5 to 10 years, I see myself getting involved in more international exhibitions and getting more commissions and just going ahead to represent not only my country but to follow through on my long-term dreams.
He would also like to help disadvantaged children.
I would like to be able to go to different parts of the world and help children who are suffering, help them to create something that is beautiful. And with that, it can help them to have some hope and to be better human beings as well.
With God as the master artist, he views his handiwork as the ultimate example of profound art.
First of all, I think that of all the painters, of all the master painters, God is the master of all painters. And in terms of creation, that the light and the dark and those things, as artists we still use it. And to stretch not too far from the question, but it is like music as well. The sound that passes through the leaves creates music. And in art we have the high key colors, we have the mid-tone colors, and we have the deep colors. So art would be like bass, the dark tones would be like bass, the mid-tones would be your alto, and your high key would be your soprano. So it intertwines. And looking at the clouds, as it goes late in the evening, we can see the chiaroscuro, from the light to the dark, we can see all of that. So in terms of the creation story, we are here to continue with the grand work that God has left for us to complete, and through that we can better appreciate our environment, we can show people more love.